welcome to our episode 9 of Food Freedom Confidence Discussion. I am Hannah Hips, and Sierra Spencer will be joining us just in a minute, but we are going to be your hosts today on this discussion. And episode 9 is all about, now what is it about? Why controlling your food gives you a false sense of security. We hear this a lot from our clients and people in this group of, I need to control what I eat or else I'll be out of control. And we're going to talk a lot about this and how kind of debunk some myths around this. So again, I am Hannah Hips, and Sierra Spencer will be jumping on in just a moment. I think I see, oh, here she is. Let's get her on.
Yeah. Hi. I think it's low a little bit.
Okay. I'm just introducing ourselves. So I'm Hannah Hips, that's Sierra Spencer. We are eating psychology coaches. Sierra Spencer is a diet recovery coach, and I am a yoga instructor. So there is a lot of history, dedication through this work that we do. We help people feel more control with their food. We help people not obsess about food. We help people be more at peace with food. And so we work on healing the relationship with food. So if you are new to the group, hello, and thanks for joining us today. Just say a wave, do a wave or a hi in the comments if you're watching live. And in this group, we are helping you create food freedom. And we're going to talk a little bit about what that looks like, what food freedom looks like, and what food freedom does not look like. Because if we're trying to control our food, most likely we don't have food freedom. So let's go ahead and jump into today's discussion. So today, we're going to talk all about control. You know, I was saying how this is what we hear all the time is people want to control what they're eating. So what we're going to cover is what does controlling your food look like? So you really understand, like, if you are one of those people that are controlling your food, why it's a problem, and the science behind why it doesn't work. So the one thing you need to start to feel empowered and at peace around your food and cravings.
So let's talk a little, I want to tell you a story. And maybe some of you guys will relate to this. When it comes to like trying to control your food, like what is that? What does that look like? So I remember one year, it was the holiday season and I was trying to pre-diet. So I was trying to lose weight before the holidays because, you know, everyone talks about how you put on the holiday pounds, right? So I remember feeling like freaked out by this, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to gain so much weight for like around the holidays. I better go on a diet now so that I will lose weight. And I'll be like looking good in my Christmas dress and I'll just be like so awesome because I'll lose weight before Christmas. And I do remember being really afraid of this. And so I restricted, like I ate like a small amount. I like said no to the Christmas cookies. I was like really, really strict, and only ate like quote unquote green, clean foods. So, you know, fast forward and there I am, I'm at my family Christmas party and I didn't eat all day. Hey, Heather, thanks for saying hi. I didn't eat all day. I tried to like save up the calories so I could eat more at the Christmas dinner and not feel guilty. Has anyone else done that? But then at the party, I felt so out of control. Like I felt like I couldn't stop eating. I was going back and forth to the food table, like for seconds, thirds, fourths, and I could like only think about the food at the table. I felt like I was being judged. I thought everyone was looking at me for what I was eating. And I couldn't even like be present. I couldn't even really talk to family. I was just so like wrapped up in my mind about food. And when no one was looking, I went over to the cookie table and I was putting cookies and like chocolate stuff in my pockets and in my purse because I felt like this is the last time I'm going to be able to eat this. I better eat it now. And I just felt so out of control. I even remember, getting in the car to go and looking at Christmas lights with my family and just being so full and miserable, like unbuttoning my pants all the way and just being like, why do I keep doing this? I felt really guilty and ashamed, and like I just was so miserable. But here's what I didn't realize. I didn't realize that the more I tried to tell myself not to eat too much or to not go back to the food and the cookies and that cookie table, the more I went back, like the more I felt like out of control. It was like I had to fight this little devil on my shoulder. Like the devil's like, eat more. And the angel's like, no, no, don't. But the devil like seemed like it always won. I felt like I couldn't control it. So does that sound familiar to you? Can anyone relate to that story? Yeah.
I know I can relate to that story. It just seems like holidays are they're already consumed with food. People have more food and food. The food is the big thing at holidays. But when you're working on when you're obsessing about it, it's even more so. Like you don't even get to enjoy the holiday and what it's really about because you are so worried about eating too much. You're so worried about the food that is there. I've been there too, so totally understand. So, and I like what you said is like, why am I doing this? Right? There is a good reason why we do this to ourselves. Hey, Andrea. So, what does controlling your food look like? Let's break this down a little bit. So you try to limit the amount that you eat. That is trying to control your food. At a restaurant, you only look at salads and healthy, low-calorie food. You don't even look at the entrees. That's controlling your food. You're only eating clean, healthy foods, or you're like, I can eat this, but not that. And you're only eating at specific times. That is controlling your food. So think of intermittent fasting, clean eating, paleo, keto, Whole30, all of that, all of those combined is a way of controlling your food.
So why is this a problem? Why does this matter? Because here's the thing, eating less than you're hungry for, or trying to control your food, eating less than what your body needs or that you're hungry for, triggers your body's survival mode, which changes your hormones, it changes your brain chemistry, it lowers your metabolism, and it makes you biologically obsessed with food. Right? So actually feeling out of control. That's what that looks like. Your brain is biologically obsessed with food because it's not getting what it needs. That mental fixation on food is actually caused by the restriction. And I'm going to address this now because we hear this all the time, but I'm not physically restricting. Like I'm overeating. Like I'm eating a lot of food. I'm emotionally eating. Like I'm getting enough. Even if you're not physically restricting, you could be emotionally restricting. So if you have guilt, shame, fear of weight gain, any kind of fear around your fat in your body, that is, again, also triggering a restriction survival response in your body. Again, lowering metabolism, changing hormones and brain chemistry, and making you obsessed with food, even if you're not physically restricting calories. Okay? So when you tell yourself you can't have something, your brain does not like this. So if you feel out of control with food, you have triggered a famine state. If you are binging or overeating, you are in a famine state. This is true no matter how much you weigh and how much you are sure you're overeating. You can even if you're restricting just a little tiny bit. Okay?
Yeah. So I have an example for you. So think about this. A bear hibernates, right? And before it knows it's going to hibernate, what does it do? It picks up as much as possible for probably a really long time, maybe a month. It just overeats because it knows that for months it's not going to eat, right? And so think about this. Your body is doing that every time you don't give it enough food. it is in hibernation mode. So what is it going to do? It's going to ask for more food and more food and more food for that time that you don't feed it for a really long time. And even if it's like, this could be a daily occurrence. So if your body feels like, oh my gosh, I don't think I'm going to have enough. I need to make sure I survive. Okay, so let's build up. Let's like fill up our body container, right? So with more food, so I can survive this famine part, this hibernation. And so we are purposely doing this to our bodies every single day when we are trying to control our food. And I just love the bear analogy because it makes perfect sense. They hoard so much food because they are going to be sleeping for a long time, and their body needs to survive.
It's like what we do. That's what it's called, the what the hell effect. In the coaching that we teach is the what the hell effect, meaning just the thought of dieting, just the thought of restriction, like this bear, just the bear knows it's not going to eat for a long time. Your brain biologically knows you might not eat. You're going to go on a diet. You're going to restrict. You're going to eat clean starting January 1st, which triggers a biological response to obsess about food and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat, just like the bear. So just thinking about dieting is causing this reaction, like the
Yeah.
crazy.
So what does letting go of control look like? So when you let go of control, you are actually in control, because you have the power, not the food. When you're in control, you don't label foods good, bad. I'm going to say even healthy and unhealthy, because those have such a connotation to it. It makes you good or bad or healthy or unhealthy if you eat certain foods. You begin to add foods in that you deemed were unhealthy before or bad with peace. It's about relearning and trusting your hunger and fullness cues. You start to do that when you let go of control. You're actually able to listen to your body. And then you begin to like the food obsession and like being in your head starts to go away when you let go of control.
Yeah. So let's debunk a couple of fears. And this is a very big common fear, is that you'll never stop eating and you'll gain so much weight and you won't be healthy. But the more you try to control, the more weight you're going to gain. Excuse me.
And Andrea, you said try to limit snacks, but when I buy them, you smash them. Oh gosh.
You mean like smashing, like eating them? So is that what you mean? So if you limit them, what's going to happen? The opposite. This is what we're trying to say. That is such a perfect example, Andrea, because that's the fear. The fear is that you'll never stop eating and you'll gain so much weight and then you won't be healthy. Here's the thing. The more you try to control that, the more you try to tighten up and be like, I'm not going to eat the snacks. The more you try to control that, the more weight you're going to gain, not the other way around. And we know it sounds counterintuitive, which is why we have a step-by-step framework to get your body out of survival so that you can get your power back.
Yeah. So when you're not in survival response, you're in control. You're an empowered eater or an intuitive eater. You can go through your day without thinking about food until you're hungry, right? You'll have a strong appetite. You'll eat lots of a variety of food, and your weight won't change a whole lot. This is when you get out of survival and you're in control with food. You eat what you crave, but you crave what you need. You can eat a meal and stop in the ballpark of when you feel satisfied. And you're not really overthinking it. You don't question yourself, should I eat more, should I eat less? And you're not like measuring things on your plate. You're just allowing your body to lead the way. And you can eat when you're distracted, when you're tired, when you're emotional, and not have it be a big deal at all.
How does that sound? Well, would you like to finally be in control for real and be an empowered eater? So we have some really big deals that are coming up to give you support, accountability, and a community to finally rewire your brain and find food freedom. We drop our first Black Friday deal tomorrow night, on Thanksgiving night, right after the Thanksgiving Day meal. So if you want to be tagged and you want to know what these Black Friday deals are going to be, just comment below. Say Black Friday in the comments below, and we will make sure that when we drop these deals, we tag you so you see them right away, because the spots are limited. We only have a certain amount of spots per Black Friday deal. We have a Black Friday deal, Small Business Saturday, and we have a Cyber Monday deal. So we want to make sure that if you are looking for one of these spots and you want, oh my gosh, the bundles that we have and the stuff that we have going on are going to be amazing. We've never done something like this before, so we're really excited. So spots are limited. So go, feel free, type Black Friday below, and we'll make sure that we tag you in that post when it goes live tomorrow.
Awesome.
All right. Bye, guys.
All right, bye, you guys.